Hi, I'm Des. Today we're driving a new Boxster 718 Spider here in Lisbon, Portugal. And since Porsche put a new 4-cylinder engine in it, the first thing that people want to know is the sound. Here it comes. Our first test bit with the new 718 Boxster. We're in the middle of Lisbon and there's some roadworks going on, so there's traffic jams everywhere, and we're just trying to avoid them by running through some small streets. Perfect test to see how the car is in the city, and I have to say with the PTK gearbox it's all very smooth, very easy. Suspension is, it's a sports car, so you will feel the bumps in the road, and we're not even in sport mode yet. But all in all, pretty good car in the city. The Portuguese are really among the most car-loving people that I know. Regardless which car event I've been here with, BMW, Porsche and MacLeod, the locals, they really love the cars. They love seeing them. They always get a smile on their face. And for that reason I love being here in Portugal and driving cars here. 20 years after the initial introduction of the Porsche Boxster, it returns with a new name and a completely new 4-cylinder engine, with performance that beats the previous generation 911 Carrera. Although the 718 Boxster might sound like a completely new generation at first, it is actually a very extensive facelift of the third generation Boxster first introduced in 2012. The 718 name is a reference to the 1950s Porsche 718 that celebrated several racing successes with its 1.6 liter 4-cylinder Boxster engine, including overall win at the legendary Targa Florio race in 1958 and 1961. Although the name might be carried over from a 1950s Porsche, technical inspiration came from a much more recent model, the Le Mans winning 919 Hybrid. Several parts of the flat 4 engine in the new Boxster are similar to those of the 919 Hybrid. It's time to have a look around the car and see what has changed compared to the previous generation. So in the front, this is actually the only part that's been carried over from the previous Boxster. The whole front area is new. New big xenon headlights with 4-point LED lights. A sharp line here on the front shoulder. Bigger air inlets. General pretty good looking, bit wider stance than it was before. On the side of the car, there's a bit wider side skirt. The air inlet is a bit bigger. Looks a bit like the 911 Turbo. But the biggest change is definitely the wheels. The wheels itself are a bit wider, which gives us the better stability at high speed. There's new brakes. These brakes are actually the previous Boxster S brakes. They're now on the Boxster, and the Boxster S got brakes from the new 911. The most eye-catching part of the new rear of the Boxster is definitely this new tail lip. With the integrated spoiler, it runs length to length to the new LED rear lights, which are pretty stunning, I have to say. The exhaust setup is still the same, one big tailpipe for the Boxster and two single tailpipes for the Boxster S. Something I would definitely take on the order sheet is the sports exhaust. Costs you a little bit, but it's definitely worth it. The spoiler will come up from 120 kilometers an hour, but you can also lift it at the tip of a button. As in the front, the rear is also a bit wider, which gives the car a more aggressive stance. And with that, I can say that the Boxster has really matured. It's now 20 years old, and if you compare this car to the first generation Boxster, there's really a world of difference. Okay, Porsche was kind enough to not just supply us with the car, but they also rented a little airfield, and we're gonna see how fast this car will go from 0 to 200 kilometers an hour. So that was it. Clocked 247 kilometers an hour on the straight of the airport here. I have to say the last Boxster I drove was the GTS, and the new one is faster in every aspect. So here Porsche set up a little slalom track, 22 meters between the cones, and it's a good place to test the agility of the new car. Suspension, brakes and steering all received a major update and upgrade. The steering is now 10% more direct, which you feel immediately. Wider rear wheels add to the high speed stability. There are a lot of options available for the new Boxster and Boxster S. First of all, the choice of engine and gearbox is entirely up to personal taste. But I would go for the Boxster S as it just packs a lot more punch than a normal Boxster. Normally I would prefer the PDK for its speed and comfort in daily use, but I have to say the manual is very engaging and a lot of fun to drive, even when it's 0.2 seconds slower on a sprint from 0 to 100. I would certainly add PASM, which add adaptive dampers, and gives a significant difference between comfort and sport mode. For those who like it sporty, there's also a special 20mm lower sport suspension, but for me the PASM does just fine. An absolute must is the sport exhaust with adjustable flaps. You really notice Porsche put a lot of effort in making it sound as good as possible, and on downshifts it reminds me a lot of the popping sound you get in the 911 Turbo. For those using the Boxster on a daily basis, I would add adaptive cruise control and the new Porsche infotainment system dubbed PCM, which now comes with a new touchscreen and optionally has Apple CarPlay. Finally, another must is the Sport Chrono package. This adds a drive select wheel knob on the steering wheel, allowing you to change drive modes between normal, sport, sport plus and individual. In combination with PDK, it also adds launch control, a new gear shift strategy and a sport response function. New is also a special ESP sport program that allows a larger drift angle. Not really suitable for public roads, but a lot of fun on a racetrack or an airfield like the one we visited today. So that's it. Time with the 718 Boxster is up. Had loads of fun. Was a very interesting drive. The car is much better than the previous generation in all regards. It's faster as well. The Boxster is now as fast as the Boxster GTS used to be. Boxster S is even faster, 4.2 seconds to 100. I was really surprised by the manual gearbox. I was expecting to like the PDK more, but I would go for the manual. Especially in Sport and Sport Plus with the throttle blip on downshifts. Really good fun. Inside the infotainment system is a big step up. It's carried over from the 911, but the touchscreen and the Apple CarPlay integration are nice features to have. Thank you for watching. I look forward to read your comments below and make sure to subscribe to our channel.